All right, so perpendicular assignment 03, and we're looking at number 5. Line 1 has an x-intercept of negative 12.5 and a y-intercept of 10. And I told you last time, same deal, we're not going to touch anything else over here until we've dealt with that situation, right? X-intercept means that the x is negative 12.5 and the y is 0. And a y-intercept of 0, 10 means the x is 0 and the y is 10. Right there, that's a 0, 10. Right over here, that's a negative 12.5, comma 0. And we know this point down here is 4, negative 10. And we want to know the value of this point. Well, to get the value of xy of this point, we need to know the equation of line 2. And we don't know anything about line 2 except that it is perpendicular to line 1. And because it's perpendicular to line 1, we know we can get its slope. With its slope and a point, we know we can get the b. Same pattern as the last one. So line 2 is perpendicular to line 1. That's telling me that we're dealing with the negative reciprocal slope. The line passes through 4, negative 10. That's an xy situation. There it is. There's your xy. What is the equation of line 2? And then they want to know what is the x-intercept of line 2. We'll come back to that part of the question after. That's the trickier part of the question. But we can't answer this until we have the equation of that line. So let's go ahead and get the equation of the line. It's always about y equals ax plus b. So line 1 is only there for one reason, to give us the slope. And we'll remember that the slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So let's call this one x1, y1. Let's call this one x2, y2. 10 minus 0 over 0 minus negative 12.5. Remember, you're subtracting a negative here. So that's 10 over 12.5. Clear? 10 divided by 12 and a half. Oops. Sorry about that. 10 divided by 12 and a half is decimal 8. So the slope of line 1 is 0.8. Let's get the negative reciprocal slope. The perpendicular slope is equal to negative 1 divided by 0.8, which is equal to negative 1.25. There's our new a. So we know the slope of line 1 and, we know the slope of line 2. It's negative 1.25. And we know a point. We have an xy there. Now make sure you use this xy. You can't use these anymore. These are only for line 1. Okay, and some of you are making that mistake. You're going back to these again. These are done. We're finished with them. Really now we've got that slope, and so we can go ahead and use the point in the line we're trying to solve. We're looking at line 2. And we know that the a is equal to negative 1.25. And we know an x, it's 4. And we know a y, it's negative 10. Because of that right over there. And we know the equation of that line. Y is equal to ax plus b. So negative 10 is equal to negative 1.25 x, which is 4, plus b. So I'm going to simplify this. Negative 10 is equal to 4 times negative 1 and a quarter, or negative 1.25, is negative 5, plus b. Negative 1.25 times 4, there it is, negative 5. Remember now you've got to add the 5 to both sides. And when you add the 5 to both sides, you're going to be left with b on the right. Negative 10 plus 5 is negative 5. So you've got the equation of the line. Y equals, we said the slope was negative 1.25 x minus 5. And that's the harder part. Now the easy part, believe it or not, is dealing with this intercept. The trick, though, is remembering, the second you have an x-intercept, you actually know that y value. You know the y is 0. So if you come down to the bottom here for a second, right away, you can put a 0 there because it's an x-intercept. Now you're looking for an x. You're looking for an x and you have a y. Look at your equation. There's only 2 variables now. We've gotten the b and we've gotten the a. So if you know that the y is a 0, you can solve for x. I'll come up here and do it. 0, because that's where your y is equal to negative 1.25 x minus 5, the rest of my equation. Now I have to solve for this x. So we're isolating x. We're going to add 5 and then divide by the coefficient of x. When you add the 5, you get positive 5 is equal to negative 1.25 x. How did I get that? I added 5 there, made it go away, and I added 5 there. 0 plus 5 is 5. And now I divide both sides by negative 1.25. So divided by negative 1.25 there, divided by negative 1.25 over there. So I had a positive 5 here, and I'm going to divide it by that negative number. 1.25 negative equals negative 4. So when my y is 0, my x became a negative 4. That makes sense, right? It looks like it's about negative 4. And you're done. And that's, guys, as hard as perpendicular lines get. One more to go, which we'll take a look at in a second.